Yasin Betty Mali. Saso Figa Gada. Baby Unga Hambi.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are good.
Gang signs out the window, yeah, bish.
Yeah, so we just figured it's the last day. Let's wrap things up a little bit earlier so we can start getting up to, well, I guess not random stuff. We'll talk random football stuff. But in case you're lost and don't know where you are, welcome to Nothing But Football, a place where we talk about football, particularly the Premier League and obviously European Champions League and Europa. Well, guess
And
some
next
of us,
season conference.
we've got nothing, though.
No, I'm saying next season there is a conference thing. I'm not taking a shot. I'm saying we can. Niggas are ready.
No. I'm saying we're not in that thing, so it's okay. We'll be watching. We'll be watching from the side for a change. So that's.
I feel like viewership is gonna drop all across Europe next season. Without Arsenal fans out there, there's nobody to make fun of. So we just keep quiet. And then, niggas will be like, hey, viewership, money. That's why they made the Super League.
Man, but it's a good way for us to take a break. In case you don't know what was happening this week, it was essentially the roundup of the Premier League. It was actually a nice tight one because for a change, everything wasn't set. Besides the champions, there were 2 spots available for Europa. Was a free for all.
Europa was a free for all.
Yes. Yeah. Champions League was also
the focus.
No, besides West Ham. West Ham had done made it.
Yeah.
West Ham, we couldn't catch West Ham. They could have went down to 7th, but Arsenal couldn't catch West Ham. Even if West Ham, I forget.
No.
Because we're like 1 point behind Spurs when all it was said and done.
Yeah. But yeah, congratulations to the teams that made it. But let's just get into the fixtures. It was obviously a scramble of fixtures. We all didn't get to watch what we wanted to watch, or basically watch the teams we normally cover. But I think it's best. Let's start with alphabetical order,
Sure.
since it is in alphabetical order. We'll start with Brighton versus Arsenal. That was at the Emirates. Arsenal took that 2-0 with 2 goals from Nicola Pepe. It was a nice way to end off the season. I'll ask you first, Uncle Curtis, since I'm sure you were watching that game.
Of course.
Any thoughts about that? How did you find it?
It was an okay game. Brighton do, not Brighton do. They can't really put chances away. I think they played 4 central defenders in that team, so you can see why they're almost towards the bottom of the table. One thing that I picked up over there, Pepe scored another 2 goals, take him to 10 for the season. Now, all of a sudden, you start seeing the quality of a player when he's played to his strengths.
Yeah. All comps or 10 in the Prem?
10 in the Prem.
Oh, okay.
In all comps, he's Arsenal's leading goal and assists provider for the season.
Okay.
So
his goal involvement is more than everyone.
So when you even look at that, it's like, what was Arteta doing the first half of the season? Playing people out of position. They score a goal. He benches them the next game. And you can see he's a confidence player because it's 3 goals, 5 games.
Yeah.
It's a confidence play. So yeah, shout out to Nicola Pepe. And I think he fully deserved that. Man has been working hard, double digits for the Prem this season, 1 assist. I hope they don't buy another player next season and then say, nah, Pepe, bench again. He needs to keep the momentum. Let him start the season. I have faith in that man. But yeah, other than that, Brighton didn't offer much, really. Arsenal dominated that game. Even before we scored the goals, I felt we were going to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, enjoyable, but hey, 8th place. At least it's not 9th.
Lucas, let me ask you, did you have any thoughts? I'm assuming you obviously didn't watch the game.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
So I'll only speak from the perspective of the result because I didn't watch the game at all. It's obviously a good result. I think it's testament to Arsenal season. You have to take a win as a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good that they got the win. Good for Nicola Pepe. He's had a decent season. Not I wouldn't put it past decent, especially with his price tag and that, but he has to come right eventually, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah, but I just think it's down to the manager. Benching him when he scores a goal, and then next game he's on the bench. It's like, like certain players are confidence players. Like, you have to play them when they're on fire, because they will continue being on fire up until who knows when. But when you take players who are based off confidence onto the bench and stuff like that, it starts screwing with the confidence, and then they stop scoring, and they score one, then you take them off again. It's like, but what do you want the player to do? Because he feels like he's doing the job, but you keep on taking him off when he does the job.
Yes. I think your hands on the table, my friend. Let me point that out. That was random, but I noticed you were getting passionate on the table. So I'm like, let me not try send coding with my eyes. Yeah. My thoughts on that game, Brighton coming from beating City 3-2. It's a good result for us. Good like momentum, if we can carry on the momentum, basically, because the team's in a good space. So it was good result. Nicola Pepe is looking confident. Good for him. There's some people I'm noticing in this team who've been left out. Well, I guess Callum Chambers also had a brilliant game. Not brilliant, but a good game. He was involved.
I'm enjoying that partnership that him and Pepe have.
Yeah.
They're playing. It looks like, I hate to say it, but Bellerin needs to go.
Yo, I won't lie. Now more than ever, it looks like, hey, listen.
Because Chambers is not playing the greatest, but he does bomb on ahead of Pepe.
Or even saying from an attacking perspective, because I would have assumed Chambers is just that defensive thing, because that guy's not going to come back. It's like Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's amazing because whoever's in front of him can just stay there.
Like he puts in decent crosses, Chambers. He does run ahead of Pepe on the wing instead of like with Bellerin, who likes to cut in a lot. So that does help Pepe to free up
his
space.
his confidence on the ball for me is what's made me feel comfortable with, if we have to get rid of Bellerin, because Bellerin, as fast as he is, there's times where he lacks confidence. You can see by the way he controls the ball. He's very fidgety. Like, it looks like he's panicking, like, I need to get rid of it now. Where Callum Chambers, he's a little bit more smooth. He's got the confidence.
Okay, fair enough.
So moving forward, I wouldn't
want another right back. Though.
Yeah, no, I agree. If we do get rid of Callum Chambers, I feel as though Cedric Suarez can slot in as a replacement right back.
No, not first team. I don't want him first team. He's too old. I don't want him anywhere near my first team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Maybe not first team, but I think this is an opportunity for Arsenal to get a young defender, a rough diamond, and hope to build him.
No, I don't want that either. I want an experienced right back.
You want an experienced right back?
We're not in the Champions League. We're not in the Europa League. We're not in the Conference League. I'm not going to take time building another youngster for him to leave 3-4 years from now.
Okay.
Because we didn't win trophies. Next season is our best chance to. We have no excuses next season. No excuses whatsoever. If we finish, if we don't finish in the top 2, I can only accept losing to City next season, considering we're playing once a week.
Yeah.
Other than that, I do not accept it. Chelsea, out of all European competition, won the league. Who was the other team out of all?
With a better squad. But it's not apples for apples.
No, but remember,
they had Hazard.
Yeah, they had Hazard. But the way they started that season when they were out the Champions League, it wasn't the greatest of starts. They self-corrected during the season, because I remember at one point they were even behind Arsenal in that one season, and then Conte switched to a back 5 or something like that, and they went on to win every other game. Well, what I'm just trying to say, you get your tactics right.
Okay, the reason I say that maybe Callum Chambers might actually be a good starter for next season is realistically. Let's be realistic. We wanted, is it Hakim? What's his name? Hakimi, yes.
That's the rumors.
Ashraf Hakimi. We wanted him from Inter.
They can't afford the payments to you guys. Inter.
No, Hakim is from Real Madrid. He's Inter signed him from Real Madrid.
They can't afford the payments to Madrid.
Yes. So essentially, it looked, because I watched some highlights from the Serie A. Obviously, Inter just won, and he seemed to be indicating, hey, he was pointing at the badge, kind of signaling that, hey, I'm staying here, type of thing. So I think we need to be realistic.
Van Persie did that and he left.
But yeah, we can't always think that way. But I'm just saying it's going to be hard for us as 7th place Arsenal to lure talent.
I don't think so.
I think we'd the best thing.
Money talks. Money talks. You can say what you want, but money talks.
So you're hoping that the Kroenkes will essentially, show that, we're backing the club. They're going to throw some money in.
Because first of all, first half of the season, what was our biggest mistake? We had no creative player in midfield. If we start this season and it's only Smith Rowe as an attacking option from midfield, I'm going to riot. I'm going to book a ticket to England. I don't care if I have to row there in a boat. I'm going to go riot because first half of the season cost us. We finished 6 points behind Champions League places. Right? There was a 10-game run where we lost 10 games. We drew 1 game or something like that. You win maybe 3 of those games or draw 3 of them. You are so much closer in contention to making Champions League. But because of your insistence, of not playing a creative player, we kept on losing games and we had no creativity going forward. We bring in Smith Rowe. We start winning 1 or 2 games there. We bring in Odegaard. The team looks different slightly now. And then second half of the season, we basically finish second in terms of points won behind City.
Yes. The reason I'm going to keep talking about this game is because, we're kind of rounding up the season. I feel as though we can take time and chat about this. So I'll ask you, Lucas, from your point of view, Martin Odegaard, Danny Ceballos, if you were part of the Arsenal setup, would you keep them?
Hell yes. So,
both? Or?
Yeah, both, because of the quality level of the squad.
Yeah.
Ceballos might not have had the best season, but after him is Elneny. I'd rather have Ceballos.
Okay.
Odegaard, good player, yes, but like Chris said, start of the season, there's no creative players. So now it's Odegaard versus Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe looks good. I'd like to see him get more of a chance, but it's a, how old is he? 18, 19.
20, but give him time to get into that position. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but to his question of would you keep those players? I'm saying yes, because there's nothing else.
Okay.
No, if there's something better than Ceballos. Odegaard is good enough to stay.
Yeah.
Ceballos, he's a La Liga player.
Yeah.
He's a La Liga player.
I hear you, but again, it's tactics that he got wrong in the first half of the season. I remember first half of the season, they were playing Joe Willock in CAA.
Right back.
Willock, the midfielder.
Yeah, he went to Newcastle because he wanted to play midfield, isn't it?
No, that's
Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
That's Niles.
Is that Niles? Oh,
yeah.
Who's Willock?
So Willock is the guy who's in Newcastle.
Is the we'll get to talking about him later, but I think we've touched on that game. I think let's move on to the next one on the alphabetical order list, and that's Aston Villa versus Chelsea.
Hey.
Cracks in that Chelsea team.
Hey.
Cracks.
That was an entertaining. I actually was switching through games because I was like, things are shuffling. So Aston Villa took that 2-1. And it was very entertaining. Aston Villa fought. Chelsea, it was Ben Chilwell who scored, but they ended up getting a red card. And Bertrand Traore, former Chelsea man, scored, and El Ghazi penalty. Let me start with you, Lucas. Any views about that game?
The Great Escape. I'm sure Chelsea were on their knees that night thanking the Lord or whoever they prayed to, you know what I mean? Sure. It's shocking that they lost that game like that and still qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think even Tuchel said it, right? Like, we're lucky Spurs did us a favor.
Yes. Spurs did a huge favor.
Yeah. So in the end, they still end up with a decent season because they qualify top 4. But that game itself, I mean, look, Aston Villa can do that. Aston Villa, on their day, can surprise anyone.
Yeah.
But
I hear you guys on that Aston Villa game. My view is it's cracks in that Chelsea team. For all the talent they have, something's not clicking. Something's not right. Maybe it's in the recruitment, the manager not getting the players that they want, but we're not going to blame Tuchel for that because he joined halfway through the season. When your top goal scorer is Jorginho with 7 penalties, there's something majorly wrong. right? Werner not kicking off, your midfield not scoring goals. Yeah, Sharp, you got the basis right to start defending right again, right? But you spent hella lot of money on Werner,
Your attack,
Ziyech,
essentially.
Pulisic in just Jan transfer window or the season before, I forget when. Who else was there?
Pulisic, Ziyech, Ben Chilwell. Are you talking about this?
Just attacking players this season.
Oh, attacking. Yeah, then that's Werner, Kai Havertz, Ziyech.
You know,
I think on paper they have the most. On paper they had the most impressive attack.
yeah, I hear you. It's the most. It sounds the most impressive, but then even when you look at the youngsters, it was Hudson-Odoi,
Abrams,
Mount. But Mount. Now, these are players that Abram, maybe he was unlucky because he's banged a lot of goals last season and then they just said this season, screw you, we're not playing with you. So maybe that was the mistake by Lampard beginning of season.
Yeah.
He should have continued playing Abram up until he runs out of goals. All right. Otherwise, they could have finished, I think, on expected points. Chelsea were expected to finish second.
Yeah.
They massively underperformed now. So now it's, hey, what's happening now? Because what's going to happen next season? If these guys don't score again, are they going to spend out another 80, 90 million on a striker and a midfielder? Can't do that every season.
Yeah.
You can't do that every season.
So I think you're presenting it as if Chelsea had a bad season. I don't think Chelsea had a bad season. I think in the grand scheme of things, top 4, 2 cup finals in a rebuilding phase. Look how many players they signed.
To tell you the truth,
I think it's a good season.
I
from
think
them.
they just had a bad 2 weeks.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think their season's good.
Yeah.
I think
They just-
What makes you say it's a good season, guys? Look at the players. It's top goal scorer with 7 goals.
And that still gave you 4th in 2 cup finals. I think you go up from there.
Because every other team played piss poor.
Sure, but I think you go up from there. If Werner has a season like this, because I don't even think Werner's been bad. I just think he hasn't scored that much.
Yeah, I hear you. But what I'm saying is how much longer, because it doesn't look like Werner's going to start scoring anytime soon. Sharp.
Doesn't it?
It doesn't. He keeps on missing sitters. Football is a harsh thing, dog. Werner will go missing here everywhere and then get sold to some Spanish team and then go banging off.
I don't think so. I think he'll be proper.
Because,
I think
you know I say that, right? Back end of the season when Tuchel took over.
Yeah.
Chelsea still struggled to score goals.
Yeah.
Besides the change, they still struggled to score
Yeah.
goals. You didn't know they were defending better, but they struggled to score goals.
Yeah.
So we just have to go off the basis that they're still going to continue to struggle to score goals
Why?
because they've showed you nothing towards scoring goals.
But last season they showed us they concede goals. Now the defense is there. It's possible to
It's
improve.
easier to fix defense than score goals.
Fair enough.
It's way easier to fix defense than
Fair
score
enough.
goals.
Yeah. Scoring goals is the hardest.
Otherwise, Brighton would be 6th if it was easy to score goals.
That's drastic, but I get your point.
No, but you know I bring the Brighton example into this. Brighton they were supposed to get 20 more points off expected points. On average, of the chances that they create, they're supposed to outscore the other team. But because they have piss poor strikers, they don't.
Do they have then good players creating the chances? Because I don't agree with you on the Brighton point. I think their defense is average. Their midfield is meh. I don't see
Of the chances they create, they're supposed to be of the chances that they create, like guilt goal scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
They outscore most of their opponents.
That's Wigan and Swansea to me. They're both in the championship.
Yeah. Man. But I think we can wrap that up by saying, obviously, it'll be interesting to see what Chelsea decides to do. What Tuchel decides to do.
I think they'll recruit though.
Yeah, of course they're going to. It's within Chelsea to do that. They will recruit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at other games of influence. We'll go on to the Leicester versus Spurs match.
Sure.
And that was at the King Power. And Tottenham took that 4-2. I think the score kind of takes away from what happened in that game. But yeah, credit to Tottenham, man. Quality players in Harry Kane and obviously Gareth Bale. It's his last game. Decided to put in a show before he leaves and goes back home at Madrid. But I think let me start with you, Lucas. How did you feel about that game?
About the game itself, it's obviously sad for Leicester, right? Because I think me as a neutral, I wanted to see them do well. But it shows you how tough this league is. because Leicester's probably the closest to, breaking that mold of the top teams.
Yeah.
And same as last season, right? Last season they were in the top 4 until the last day.
Yeah.
Same thing happened again. It's sad. At least they took a trophy this year. The game itself, they started well.
Yeah.
They started well. They started well, and then I think Spurs probably realized Arsenal's going to finish above us.
Yeah.
And because what the hell was Spurs playing for? You can't tell me they were playing for the Europa Conference.
No. To tell you the thing, I think Spurs, it wasn't even about making it to Europa. It was just about, hey, these guys can come back and embarrass us. We need to make sure we keep it like this, because they've been saying,
Yeah.
I think the commentators were also mentioning it, saying that, since like 2000 and I don't know what, 16 probably. Yeah, Spurs have finished over Arsenal since that year.
Yeah.
Like they kept mentioning it as like it's some sort of prize. But
hold on. Arsenal fans used to call it St. Tottering's Day.
Yeah.
yes.
When it's official that you're finishing above Spurs and you're questioning them for celebrating finishing above you guys.
No. Listen,
Key difference.
No.
We won trophies.
Huh?
No.
We won trophies.
That's irrelevant. I'm saying you all called it St. Tottering's Day, even when you didn't win a trophy and you finished above them. So now when they're celebrating, hey, she's on the other foot. Why is it awkward?
I am saying, by all means, celebrate. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, do that. But I'm just saying, if we look at both teams' performances, none of them had anything to be proud of. This was supposed to be Spurs' season. This was supposed to be the season where they at least ended up in Champions League. They were supposed to win a cup.
Sure.
They were supposed to win, what's that one? Carabao, yeah. They were supposed to have something. So I understand they fired Mourinho. It was a rocky ship afterwards. But credit to Ryan Mason. They're in Europe, man. It's money.
No. It's money. It's extra games. Look at that stadium they have.
Yeah, it's money. But other than that, Leicester blew it. But if you look at it, at some point they got comfortable with the 2-1 lead. Yeah. And then Spurs just hit 2 quick ones.
I'd still call it a good season for Leicester. Because I didn't expect them to be top 4. I didn't even expect them to, maybe 5th. I expected them to challenge for 5th. So, to me, it's a good season.
Uncle Curtis, any last thoughts, parting thoughts about Spurs?
About Spurs. Still 2 more trophies than Spurs in the last 5 years. So, what can I say, mate? They said mind the gap, but the gap kept on widening. That's all I could. Oh, congratulations to Harry Kane. Yeah, top goal scorer.
There you go.
Top goal scorer and top assister.
But he's leaving.
I was just about to say that I saw it. I think in the last game they played away. You could evidently see that this man is leaving. Because I think their last game was against. Let me just check and then do a double check.
Was that not a loss?
Yes, it was a loss, but I just wanted to make sure. It was against Aston Villa.
And they lost, huh?
Yeah, 2-1. And I could see Harry Kane was a bit frustrated in that game. Because, but I think, good send-off for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven to Spurs. Spurs can't get angry at him if he moves to another team.
No, they can't. And they had a bad season.
Yes.
Actually, if you're aiming top 4 and you finish 7th, it's a bad season.
No, he gave them all he could. They fired a manager who could potentially have brought them in there. Like, I mean, that firing was a little bit premature.
Because, I mean, that's the coach you want at the end of the season. For me.
Yeah, exactly.
When you say, okay, Sharp, we need 10 points to get into top 4, I want Jose points.
Yeah.
If it's defined what I need, I want that ultimate pragmatist, not Ryan Mason.
Yeah.
But you guys, it's Spurs, man.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that conversation. And let's move on to another Champions League qualifier. And that's Liverpool, who went up against Crystal Palace. Now, Liverpool won that game 2-0. Yeah. Both goals from Sadio Mane. Happy for the guy.
Yeah.
Things were looking a bit, a bit dark for him. Some of the Liverpool fan base, I'm not saying all of you guys, so calm down, Liverpool guys. Some of the Liverpool fan base were already kind of turning on him, saying, I think, his time is done. But then he came through when they needed him the most. So credit to him. Any thoughts? Let me start with you, Uncle Curtis.
Well done. Halfway through the season, a lot of people saying they're the worst defending champions.
Lots of people.
I did not say that.
No, I'm saying I was just being difficult.
I remember the Roy Keanes and the likes.
You were just saying tough luck.
I was saying tough luck. This stuff happens. So good fighting mentality. Klopp's comment of saying getting to the Champions League is his greatest achievement is a load of bollocks.
Yeah, come on, bro.
We're not going to celebrate top four like that.
No. Not even that. Dude, let's not act like you winning the Premier League after 30 years was not a big achievement. No one's going to remember this. This is not even going to be a blip in the history of Liverpool.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how they start next season. Because then I still think that it's the Euros now. And a lot of these players are going to go and play in the Euros. Is Copa America this year? It might be. Right? Liverpool players will still be tired.
Burnout.
They'll still be tired. The way Klopp plays, they will still be tired beginning of season.
Exactly.
Because of COVID, because of this, Euros coming, generally players who come back from the Euros come back a week or two later than everybody else. And it takes them a while to get going. Van Dijk is going to be gone. He was gone the whole season. I think he might make the Euro squad for the Netherlands.
No, I think they announced it already, didn't they?
Yeah, I didn't check. They didn't check him. So fine, he'll recover. But then you got the Scotland guy, Robertson going. Trent might make it. I'm not sure if they announced the England squad yet.
He should.
Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Okay.
He should make it though.
Tuesday. And then Henderson will probably go to the Euros.
He's fit, yeah.
Okay, fine. The African brothers up top will stay behind. Liverpool gonna have to recruit. Yeah. While Adam is going, Fabinho might play in Copa America, if it is. I'm gonna say something controversial here, but that Liverpool squad might be a bit depleted in terms of age because of the way they play. They're gonna have to get fresh recruits. They're gonna have to get players who can play because I'm struggling to name the midfield. It's Fabinho who?
Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, Thiago.
Okay, fine.
Curtis Jones.
Yeah, see, Curtis Jones is going to be up and down because he's a youngster. Thiago, he might kick on next season. I'm not sure. Fabinho might go to Copa America. And then you start looking, because they love rotating over there. Those players still might be tired beginning of season. They still might pick up injuries. In fact, a couple of them might get injured at the Euros.
So,
to tell you the truth, I kind of feel as though this season might actually help Liverpool a lot because I feel like from a defensive point of view, Nathaniel Phillips and Williams, the other guy, I feel as though those guys started to carry their weight. They stepped up. They put up a good performance. There's a lot of young players who stepped up. Curtis Jones was nowhere to be mentioned in a match day squad. He was nowhere to be mentioned. Now he seems as though it's a good addition because of the injuries that have happened. So I feel that obviously there's going to be players that they're going to get rid of.
Yeah.
But right now what you have, minus Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, like so many of your, pivotal players, I feel as though these guys have done well.
Yeah. So for me, this season, Liverpool didn't have the season they wanted because of injuries. Yeah. Just like the season before, City didn't have the season they want because of injuries. So for me, you have some players coming back. And to me, I think the biggest thing is, when's the last time Sadio Mane had a summer break?
Yeah.
That man's been playing football 3 seasons straight.
Yeah.
That man I think what was it? Was it Olympics or there was something that he basically came back, trained one day and then played the season.
Yeah. So I feel
I think that will help them. They still have one of the tops, Salah.
Yeah.
Mane, who's even Mane this season was lower than Mane's expectations, but as a player, he was alright.
Yeah. I feel as though next season, give him a break, tell him to go. He must go home now and just go enjoy himself. Then I think when he comes back, it's going to be like a different player.
Yeah, guys, I just feel the midfield is what needs recruitment. Those players are going to be run raggedy because we're talking about Salah and Mane. Cool. They're going to be rested. Fabinho is not going to be rested. Henderson is not going to be rested. Curtis Jones will give you 10 good games in the season.
Yeah. Because Curtis Jones is Welsh.
He's English, I think.
I don't know.
But he's going to give you 10 good games in a season.
If I...
Chamberlain. has done nothing for Liverpool.
Oh, yes, he's English.
Keita, forever injured. You see what I'm talking about? And in Liverpool, the midfield is the engine. That's where everything gets done. That's where all the running gets done. And if you're telling me that Thiago, Henderson, Fabinho are not going to get breaks, they're going to get injured next season. Again. I see it coming. There's no two ways about it. I see it coming.
Fair enough.
But I think it'll be an interesting,
Yeah. But I think if I'm a Liverpool fan, the way Liverpool ended the season, I'm talking the last 5 to 7 games, I'm confident.
Yeah.
Barring injuries, obviously, that will derail them just like it did now. But outside of that, I'd be confident as a Liverpool fan.
I think we can wrap up on that game. The next game that happened was obviously Manchester City versus Everton. That was bad. It was at the Etihad Stadium. City took that 5-0. That was unkind of City to do.
We need to talk about Ancelotti. He might be done, man.
Really?
They only won 5 home games this whole season.
But where does Everton finish? Everton's 9th.
Yes, behind Arsenal.
Yeah, so to an Ancelotti level, you see Ancelotti's name in lights, but to an Everton...
Nah, that's underperforming with the budget that they spent.
To tell you the
with the budget...
No,
the money spent. That's underperforming.
I still disagree.
5 home game wins, and you think that's okay for an Everton?
I'm saying a 9th place finish is...
But it's 5 home wins.
Hey?
5 home wins. 5.
Yeah, I don't care where the wins come as long as they get me in the points.
I think that's a good discussion to have in the second part. I won't really reveal much, not even to you guys, but yeah.
Okay, sure.
I think that's just something, factors we need to speak about this season, because we must remember this was a different season.
Sure.
So yeah. But from my point of view about this game, I look at it, good for Aguero, even though they benched him. I don't understand why they benched him.
He even came through and broke the record for most Premier League goals for a single club. Well done to him.
Yes. No, that's what I'm saying. He came...
held it before.
It might have been... The only people above him is... It might be Rooney, eh? It might be Rooney.
Is Rooney... Did he overtake Rooney in the chart?
Not in the chart. For a single club. So I say it might be Rooney because Rooney's got 202 Premier League goals. I assume he has around about 30 goals for Everton.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so for me, I look at that. That was just City being City. They actually played a pretty strong squad. I didn't expect them to play a strong squad.
Champions League's a week away.
But I'm assuming they learned from when they played Brighton, because they decided to field those champions, parade teams.
Yeah.
And they got the just punishment. I'll bring up the other parts that I think I wanted to discuss with you guys regarding the farewell treatment that
Aguero
has been given to Aguero. But yeah, other than that, good for City. It's a nice way to keep momentum going and line up for your Champions League final that you have with Chelsea. Yeah. Any thoughts? So
from my side, I think Pep picked a strong starting lineup. I actually think that's a good decision because your final is your opponent in the final is playing a strong team too in their game, obviously because they're trying to. So they're keeping it in their legs, that kind of thing. So I think it was a good decision. I think Aguero could have started because Jesus started. So Aguero could have started, but obviously Aguero came off the bench and did what Aguero does. Happiness, good feeling going into. They even saved a penalty in the last minutes or so. Yeah, Edison. So I think as a confidence factor, momentum going into the final. Yeah,
it works, but you see, Harry Kane is busy auditioning for Kevin De Bruyne over there. All of a sudden, every interview is, De Bruyne this, City this. I'm like, that man wants that City move. He wants that 4 out of 5 Premier League titles.
But that English press is ridiculous, no? Yes. Because Harry Kane did that interview thing with Gary Neville. I forget what it's called. Gary Neville asks him.
Is baiting him.
Gary Neville asks him. He says, if there's one player in the Premier League, I think they made a bet on some shot because they were playing golf. So they're like, okay, cool. If you do this, then you have to answer what I ask you. Sharp. So he says, if there's one player in the Premier League that you wish you could play with or that kind of thing, who would you play with? And he's like, dude, do you see the pass? Or I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he says the passes that De Bruyne gives is like a dream to a striker.
Yeah, of course.
Then it was, he wants De Bruyne.
Guys were even like, he answered that too quickly, dog. It wasn't even in his mind. I was like,
he's the best creator. He is the best.
Did you want him to say Dele Alli? Like, come on, dog.
Dele Alli took a sabbatical this season, bro. As much as you try to fight for your boy, no ways, bro. You can't hide facts. But I think let's talk about the last game. Well, that interested us, I guess, in the final day fixtures. Wolves versus Manchester United. Now that was at the Molineux Stadium, and actually, I think you guys fielded
a weekend team.
Yeah, you fielded quite a weekend team. Yeah. Fair enough. You guys are going. You're going to Europa final, and you guys actually came out with a 2-1 win there. Congratulations to you guys. I feel like it's a good run for the youngsters for you guys. Daniel James, live wire. I actually watched some of the game. Good for Mata getting a goal. Even though it was a penalty, but good for him. I feel like he's been having a tough time this season.
Yeah.
Just, from a personal point of view. Yeah. Your youngsters are playing well, bro. That Ilanga kid, that header was solid. That header was solid.
Yeah.
Like it looked very mature. Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I didn't really pay attention much to that game. But yeah, I feel as though you guys are doing well. Like, this is what you want when wrapping up a season and your youngsters are performing. Let me ask you, what do you feel?
So, second was actually secured before the game. So, win, lose or draw, we were finishing second.
Yeah.
And obviously the Europa League final on Wednesday. So he rotated the team. So what I'm trying to say is that game didn't hold much weight, as in, but in that there's maybe for United fans that are listening or whatever, there's certain things I took out of the game.
Yeah.
Donny van de Beek played in the holding midfielder role, right? Which is, I've been crying that he's too weak for it.
Yeah.
So you can see he's gotten a bit stronger. It was a slow paced game, obviously last game of the season. What the hell were Wolves playing for? But I like seeing that, in him from that position. Obviously the way he uses the ball.
Yeah.
He kept the ball, which is something I always complain about Fred and McTominay.
Yeah. So yeah. And he got the penalty as well. So,
he got the penalty, yeah.
So clearly he knows when to go up.
Yeah. He's still naturally that player.
Yeah, no shame.
The youngsters, that's Elanga started against Leeds for his debut, his first team not Leeds, Leicester. First team debut like 2 weeks ago, and this was his second appearance. Good goal. Amad Diallo started again. So it was a good run out for the youngsters, and I think tactically, dear Lord, Solskjaer got it right. We played a false nine. Solskjaer played a false nine.
No, that is impressive, man.
But how do you feel about momentum being disrupted by taking out all the first team players? Because what I think is going to be a bit tricky, moving away from the game.
You're talking about for the final?
For the final, where it's going to be a bit tricky is that Saturday, Villarreal played Madrid. They lost that game, but they played a full-strength squad so that they can, try and secure European football.
Yeah.
They didn't secure European football.
Yeah.
Now, to get any form of European football, they have to win that Europa League final.
Yeah.
How do you think that plays into your hands over there?
So, I'm not too worried about it because the final is going to be on Wednesday. If you look at the Wednesday before, he played his full squad. So, his full squad they were rested for a midweek game, but it's full squad from 1 week to 1 week. It's not like they've been on the beach. So the schedule being packed makes it looks like we might lose momentum, but I don't think so. And the momentum from a win, right?
I actually agree with you that, like, he had to rest the squad. Because there was a time you played 3 games in like 4 days or something at some point.
Yeah,
so
4 games in 8 or 9 days.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous like that. If I understand, wanting to keep playing, but I think that's well-deserved rest from the players, and I think it might actually help them out. from regards of Villarreal, I feel like if you guys just, if you play your game plan and, it's executed well, I think you guys will take it.
Maybe I'm overthinking this, but there's 5 subs in the Europa League. And those subs literally had their audition against Wolves.
Yeah.
They would have momentum to come in and change the game, maybe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think you can look at that any sort of way.
Worried about Maguire not being there possibly?
Very.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Very.
Ooh, yeah, actually. This is the type of game Eric Bailey fails at.
Exactly.
This is as much as that he's such a good player, but like I feel like he's always unfortunate in these moments where he'll get an injury or like something will happen. Like I just feel like he needs to develop his confidence. Next season, if he gets a good run of games, maybe if he finds himself in this position,
this could be his defining moment.
Yeah.
The final look, it's against his old club and stuff like that. So
we'll see.
Yeah. I rate him as a player. It's just, it's one of those things like the other defenders we have apart, like Maguire's that defender who can attack the ball, win a challenge, whatever. Yeah. The rest of them sort of wait to sweep. Now, maybe Tuanzebe is that guy, but Tuanzebe is young and every time he runs forward, we can see the goal behind him.
Yeah. I feel like, he's been very unfortunate. He's made a lot of mistakes when started. Like, especially like recently. Yeah. But he's young. He came back from a long injury. Maybe confidence is still not there, especially when you come back from an injury like that. There's still that thought in your mind that you could get injured again.
But he's got talent. Look, he closed down Kylian Mbappe in the Champions League group stages. Look, what does that count for in freaking whatever month that was? But there's something in him. He's strong. He's quick. It's just...
No. I feel as though if he's given an opportunity next season, he's going to be a player we're going to be talking about and saying, wow, okay, this guy did well.
That was it.
Yeah. But I think we've wrapped up the games.
No, you're not going to give my boy Willock shine, though.
Okay.
You're not going to give my boy Willock shine. I want to talk about that tactical mishap by Arteta, dog. Give my boy Willock shine. 8 goals, dog. 8 goals.
Tactical mishap or genius?
Tactical mishap by Arteta by playing him out of a position. He goes to Newcastle and he scores 8 goals.
In a long ball team.
My boy. He's playing as the box-to-box midfielder, which is what's happening.
In a long ball team.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Can we actually acknowledge that what would have happened if he was kept in the squad?
No.
At a ball-playing Arsenal?
No, I'm just saying from a point of view where, because there was a time where we needed to get a creative player. We got that in Odegaard. Emile Smith-Rowe started finding form midway through the season. So obviously there were two creative players who emerged. We just bought Thomas Partey. Who else? I'm just looking at the team. Chaka's place is kind of set. El Neni,
you need him.
El Neni just came back from a loan. We need to show him faith, as in, hey, bro.
Yeah.
We've loaned you so much. You still part of our plans. At the end of the day, I think this worked out well for Willock.
I'm not talking about the second half of the season. I'm talking about the first half of the season where he played him as a CAM. Why?
No. So what is his position?
He's a box-to-box midfielder. He sits next to Partey and runs up and down.
What does a box-to-box... In your guys' setup, I don't even see a box-to-box.
Yeah, but sometimes... I'm saying tactics-wise, you play a player to his strengths. So sometimes...
So play long ball.
Not long ball. In the Europa League, he wasn't playing long ball. He was scoring there.
Don't tell me about the Europa League where you're better than everyone in the group stages.
We better than 80.
Hey, Joe, we gave debuts last season and we made it to...
No, but what I'm talking about...
Not Europa League. Tell me about Premier League.
No. He's better than 60% of the squad.
Yeah, he's better than Astana or FC nobody's heard of.
No, but listen to me. We're better than 60% of the teams in the Premier League. Nah? And we still played like we're inferior to them, which is where his tactical mishaps were.
So I accept you on that. You're saying Willock should have gotten a chance. I'm saying Willock is looking good because it's a long ball team. The ball hits a box-to-box midfielder wants to run. That's what they do in a long ball team. That's why Jesse Lingard, and under Mourinho, under whatever, when there's a lot of space to run.
And my point is that I feel as though this was valuable for Willock. He's going to come back to Arsenal a lot better. So dude, it's better that he didn't stay, because he was going to stay. He was going to be played out of position because there's nothing else we can do.
I'm not arguing if he stayed and he played out of position. My argument is, again, why did we start playing him out of position from beginning of season? Whether if he stayed, we're still going to play him out of position, that's besides my point. It's your first mistake was when you had him, you play him out of position.
Isn't it revisionist? Because you see him doing well, then you're like, he could have done well for us. Took that for him to
I saw him doing well in Europa, and I was asking, why does he play him out of position?
Okay. In that case, now I get you.
Oh, but to tell you the truth, I feel as though this was much needed experience for Willock.
Yeah, I think
he can come back a better player. You can look at Smith Rowe the same way. When he went to Huddersfield last season, rather than keep the guy rotting on the bench, he goes to Newcastle. He plays well. He's got his confidence. Now you can actually look and say, hey, maybe we don't need Ceballos. We can take a chance on Joe Willock.
I could make that same argument beginning of season when he was playing well in the Europa League and Ceballos was playing crap in the Premier League.
But in the beginning of the season, we don't know what Willock's potential is.
He was scoring.
But
the potential was there.
But you're going to send away a Madrid player, a guy who's played in Real Madrid and has great performances. For a youngster, you don't know where the ceiling is.
This season, Ceballos did nothing for us, but we can move on.
But it's because we know now. We know he did nothing. But what if we sent him?
We kept on making mistakes the same way Willian kept on playing when he was making mistakes.
Okay,
did Joe Willock not make mistakes?
When they played him out of position.
Wait. Let's have it here then. Joe Willock back at Arsenal next season. He has a good season.
If they play him in position. Position.
Which is what's his position?
Box to box next to Partey.
Okay, so Arsenal's lineup, whose position would he, who's
Ceballos right now.
But it's Chaka and Partey, your first choice.
Yeah, I get you, but we'll see how the recruitment goes. I think he'll have a decent season. I think he'll still get to 8-10 goals a season with rotation.
Fair enough.
Because to tell you the truth, for me, when I say Joe Willock,
I just think it's a good move.
Who do you think he takes? Like, he's right. Out of those two guys, who does he take?
Guys,
because
I'm not saying for every game. Now, there were games where we played and I'm like, oh my God, we need a different type of approach to this.
But
I hear you, but what we're saying is he needed a chance. At Newcastle, he got to start games. There's games he scored where he didn't play well. You know what I mean? But he got that opportunity to, I'm still going to be in the team next week. I can play myself out of this form. Arsenal is there. What were you talking about, Pepe? And Pepe is established. You want this under 20?
Yeah, he's 21.
I don't know how old he is. But
21.
he must come in and do that. That's why I'm just like, let him be, dog.
But
He's strengthening your squad. Either way, it's to Arsenal's benefit.
He was doing that in the Europa League when he was in out. And then just like Pepe was in, take him out the squad when you play well. Put him, but we'll argue this another day. I'm putting this all on Arteta. I'm not giving him a break. We're gonna do revisionist history here and forget Arteta's lost us 9 games from October to December. Nah, boy, he cost my team Champions League football.
Oh, can I just go back? Shout out to United. United ends the season unbeaten away from home.
Oh yes, yeah.
Hectic.
Well done for following in Arsenal's footsteps.
Hey?
Well done for following.
If we don't lose the first game of next season, I think we equal the invincible, the away part of it. So we're about 2 games away from having the record.
No, but you guys
for away from home.
No, credit to Solskjaer. I think we can't take that away from him. He's had a good season. But I think for part 1, I think it's let's not get carried away. I think let's wrap up and we'll come back for part 2 and have a healthy discussion.
Away, and we still need to get Uncle Curtis's beauty tips.
Yeah, not this week. We'll start with the Euros.
My man at home is watching, boy.
We'll start with the Euros.
All right then, guys. See you at part 2.